Before I get into today's video, just want to show you that the newsletter published it January 7th, first Tuesday of the month. There is the whole picture. Now let me blow it up. The table of contents, not much to it. The bulk of it, almost everything, is comparing the 3 Keep Track weeks from 2024. That was 2-5 in Vegas, 1-3 in Baltimore, and 1-3 in the Hollywood Grantville. So if you want to read it and you're not a member on my Patreon page, you could go to my Patreon page. Link is in the description of every recent video, and you can make a one-time purchase to read just that newsletter if you want to. Alright, if you're wondering, today is the most annoying the weather gets. The sun is behind the camera, the wind is kind of coming from the right, so it's tough to get a spot where, if I get a spot where a structure or like a tree is blocking the wind, well then the sun is right behind me going right into the lens, which is pretty annoying. So the wind is kind of dying down. I'm hoping it doesn't get me over here. Today, I wanted to tell you that hitting the road pretty soon. I'm not even sure when this video is getting published. I might be on the road as you're watching this, who knows. Wanted to tell everyone, appreciate all the people who watch the videos very consistently. I know when I'm not in a casino city, when I'm not playing poker, the videos aren't as exciting, the scenery isn't as exciting as it is. You're seeing like the left field corner of this baseball field that I don't even know if these fields get used anymore. They used to get used constantly. I'm not really sure anymore. Anyway, wanted to give you some details. A few reasons I don't like saying exactly where I'm going in advance. The biggest one is, I think, the spontaneity of the videos. Well, that's the reason. I think it's a lot more entertaining when you don't know. And occasionally, you know, I won't even put the name of the destination city in the title of the video, and you'll see, like, you'll get some clues. You'll see where the sun is as I'm driving at like 7 a.m. You might be able to tell, am I going north, south, east, west? I point the camera out the window as I'm driving. You can see the scenery. Is it a plain state? Are there woods? Is there water? When I stop at gas stations just off the interstate, you might get some clues from like some signs behind me or something like that. So I think it's interesting to not say where I'm going before I'm going there. Do have some details though. So, oh, look at that. There's room on the screen already. Do have some details about where I'm going. So, between here on Long Island and ultimately Vegas, let's look at these details. First one, there will be 6 or 7 cities. I will spend the night in 6 or 7 cities that I've never, that was wrong. 6 or 7 cities I'm going to spend the night that I've been already. That might sound kind of boring, but 4 to 5 of those I have never been on the channel. I've been there in my life, haven't been there since I started the channel in March 2022. So you have that to look forward to. In addition to that, let me look at my paper here. One place I've never been, even if you include my entire life, not just the channel. There will be a city I've never been to, gonna make a stop there. Most of these things are booked, some aren't, but they will be. Even the things that are booked can change. I was supposed to go to Florida at the end of 2024. That didn't happen. But this is what I could tell you now. I can't predict the future. This is what I could tell you now. 12 to 14 poker rooms I will play that I've never played on the channel. I think that will be very entertaining. Some of those I've been to. Trying to think back. Been to that one. Been to that second one. Been to that third one. Actually, yeah. Even if you count my entire life, there's a lot I've never been to. But that's a great thing. So many poker rooms all over the place. Back in the day, it was just Vegas. If you were looking to play legal, it was just Vegas. Then there was a point where it was just Vegas and Atlantic City, and that was it. And I'm not even talking poker, I'm just talking casinos in general. And now they're all over the place. So a road trip can allow to see a lot of new places, a lot of poker rooms I've never been. 12 to 14 right now, that's the range I can give you. Poker rooms I will play that I've never played on the channel before. And also, you can look forward to the road trips, just those videos in general. Because when I got to Baltimore in October and I made that video on how to make road trips better, there were a lot of drives that were very long and tiring and didn't leave a lot of time even for poker that night. I drove 10 hours from New Orleans to St. Louis, and I did play, but I had to drive out the next morning. Like, there wasn't a ton of time. So I'm leaving more multi-day stops and shorter drives. I think my shortest drive is 2 hours. I think my longest will be 7. I usually do a lot of like 10s and 11s. There's a lot of 6s in this one, which will leave time for something entertaining on the interstate, should it occur, or just more time for poker. Drive into a city only 6 hours, and I could play poker for longer if the game is good. If it's not, don't need to force it. But yeah, plan this trip a little better than I did the long meandering road trip at the end of 2024. So I just wanted to give everyone an update. I know for like the last 2.5 months there hasn't been tons of poker. There was Atlantic City, there was Eastern Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland. Perryville was a lot of fun. But getting back into it very shortly, wanted to give you some details without spoiling everything on the road trip New York back to Vegas 2025. And remember, rice is a spoon food.